Hello, everyone. It's William and Andrew in the background.
Hello, everyone.
We are here in my home office, and yeah, it's been a busy day. Woke up, started to do some emails, and got some work done this morning. Realized I have not invoiced some people for the vintage stuff. I'm sorry about that. Got lost in the mix of everything going on. With Babette and everything that's been happening. So I will be doing that hopefully tonight. I got to run over to the cottage because I already dropped the stuff off, but never invoiced for it. So I'm going to do that if you're waiting on that. Hopefully I'll do that tonight. If not, it'll be tomorrow. And then what else? What else? We went to, found out my driver's license was expired. Realized that, ended up getting that done today. Had to upgrade to the real ID, so got my real ID done, which was nice to finally get done because I've just been holding off on that. So we finally, Andrew pushed me to go do that today, so we did that. And then
he was like, let's go next week. I was like, huh.
He's like, then I have to drive all the time. So
skip it.
So did that, and then I got new shoes. That's exciting for me because I buy shoes like once a year, if that. And my other shoes by the end of most days, not even, like by the middle, almost the beginning of most days, my shoes had my one foot like feeling like that, and I was like hobbling along. Andrew's like, you're still a little too young to be hobbling along all the time. So got new shoes, so hopefully that works. Got some wide shoes, which makes my feet feel much better.
I said, why suffer?
Yeah, right. I was suffering. I was just like putting myself through suffering every day.
Yeah, he does that. He's like, well, we'll save money. And I'm like, it's worth it. Have misery all the time.
Right. I don't like to spend money on those kind of things. Because I feel like I can get by. I can make it. I can hobble along for a while.
Ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure.
Right. Is that how it goes?
I don't know, but you have the suffer, put it off, and then one day you will be permanently. It's like when they say don't make your face like that, and then you make your face like that and it gets stuck.
It's true.
And they say that's not real, but I just watched a video about facial exercises. So
I try and smile as much as possible so I don't end up with the frown all the time. But yeah, so new driver's license, yay. Now I can go into Canada if I want to, or fly on a plane.
Because you got the real ID.
Because I got the real ID. And then I think you can go to Canada with the real ID. Maybe you still need a passport now. I don't remember. Anyway, got that. So that's taken care of. Got the new shoes. Hopefully I wore them out of the store. That's how much I needed them. I was actually already hobbling around through the mall. So yeah,
throw that. I said a different word, but I said throw it in the garbage if it's that terrible.
Yeah, I'll still use the old ones to mow the grass and stuff because I don't want to mow the grass in my new shoes. These have to last a while because that's obviously I don't buy shoes very often and spend money on myself like that. See, small businesses, they don't just, willy-nilly throw money in places. I buy new shoes like once a year, once every 2 years, something like that. So yeah, Terry says the disembodied voice strikes again. Yeah, Andrew's behind the camera. He's working on some things in the background.
Why do you need to see my face?
We're working on exciting things. We hope you think they're exciting.
Sure.
I think they're exciting. But today I was a little frazzled, but we have a few things to show you. We have some vintage seed beads, which maybe that's exciting to you or maybe it's not. It's exciting to me because we have a lot of them. Let me show you. Like there's like tubes and tubes and tubes of vintage seed beads in here. So we're going to take a look at those. And we also have just a few strands of gemstones that we're going to show you. that we just put into, this is all in the online store now. So you can go right into the online store. There's your cue right there, Allegory Gallery. When you see that up, that generally means you can go there and get it. So these are in the online store. The vintage seed bead tubes are only $2 each. It's wild. That's wild. I don't even know if that's enough for like the price of the tubes anymore, because they're getting expensive because they're hard to get. But this is all back stock. So
yeah, we had to order the tubes from a friend of a friend.
yeah, it's really hard. You can get like used tubes now for the price that you used to get new ones, and you have to take the labels and stuff off yourself.
I was like, huh?
It's pretty serious in the tube world.
I was like, this is like the olden times.
Yeah. So
when we first started, we had to reuse the tubes, and one of the people who helped out, their job was to use that glue gun and strip all the labels off, and they did that all day.
Yep. Terry says, I love my order, by the way. Those 2mm Thunder Polish faceted strands are absolutely amazing. Glad you like those. Glad you like those. What else? Thunder Polish, or those the Fire Polish? I can't remember. Maybe Fire Polish strands?
Susan says that the seed beads are beautiful, but I have trouble seeing them. Have you ever used a bead spinner, Susan?
A bead spinner. Barnaby's trying to come up on my lap. You want to say hi to the folks' barn? There he is. There's Barnaby, my buddy. That's my boy. One of my boys. Huh. Jenna says, wow, I won't throw empty seed bead tubes away anymore.
Yeah.
They're harder and harder to get, I'm telling you.
It's like a black market.
Yeah. So sorry, my hair, I keep messing. My hair's like crazy today. They're like, do you want to use your old picture on your license, or do you want to take a new picture? And I was like, I didn't shave. I didn't do my hair. I have a thing here. I'm like, let's just use the old picture. Thank you for offering that, because I needed it today. Today was not the day to take a new picture.
Picture day.
It's not picture day.
Said, no, I have never used a bead spinner. If you get the wood ones, they're not too bad. You don't even have to look. You just dump them in there and then spin it, and then it spins it up for you.
Oh. Does that spin it onto a wire? Is that what it does? Nice.
I watched this at a show once. I said, what's this witchcraft?
Yeah, I've never actually seen that done. I've heard of them, but I've never seen it done.
I only have a cheapy plastic one, and it wobbles, so it's not the most effective.
Well, I think we tried. I was like, why would you try to even use this?
Yeah, if you use the wood ones, they're a little bit heavier, so they don't like wobble around. So maybe I can look on the eBay and see if I can find one.
Is that what you want, Byron? You want to go in the window? Says no. I want to sit with you. Okay. Barnaby is adorable, Susan. He knows how to get attention. He knows. He's giving me kisses right now. So we're going to show you some of these today. Oh, I wanted to mention I put a deadline on it. Haha. I got voluntold that I'm going to do a make-along live on Zoom if we sell out of the Mermaid Serenade or the Royal Road. Well, we have, I think, 4 Mermaid Serenade and 15 Royal Road. If they don't sell out by the end of this weekend, no make-along. So tell your friends, tell everybody. We're going to be sending out another email about it to let people know. A number of you have said they've gotten them already and have talked about how beautiful they are in person versus actually, you know, just the pictures. Because, you know, that helps. That helps a lot to hear it from people, not just from us, because of course we're going to say it's beautiful because we picked it out and we made it and we think it's beautiful. But that doesn't have as much weight as when you say that. So tell your friends, get it. We only have 4 more kits in the Mermaid Serenade. That's all. And we'll do a make-along on Zoom where we all sit together and make things. And I'm even going to have to make things. So if you want to see that mess happen, join us. Make sure these sell out. We're only, you know, we only made 30. We're only asking 30 people to buy them. So hopefully we can get that done by the end of this weekend, and we'll do a make-along. Otherwise, no make-along. No make along. Babette's now chasing Barnaby around. Janice can't wait to get hers. Nice. Okay, Terry, it is the Thunder Polish. I thought the Thunder Polish were larger. I don't know why I had that in my head. So that is that. I think, did you have anything else, Andrew?
We're going to show my mermaid.
I know we're going to show, but did you have anything to say before I show?
I don't know. We'll just say it later if I think of it.
Okay. Okay. Suzanne said, I used a necklace you made as a guide for a necklace I made today. Well, that's nice. Which one did you use? I don't make that many. Maybe that was it the chain one I made? Maybe that one. My little charm chain. I really like that one. I use that one a lot. I wear that one more often than any of the ones I make. Yeah. So let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at some stuff then. Yes, Suzanne says it was. Good. I want to see it. Was that the that wasn't the Milagro one you made, was it? Because that wasn't made today, I don't think. I don't know what day it is. I don't know when people post things anymore. My brain is fried over the last few days.
It's because your shoes are tight.
My shoes were too. I'm hobbling along with aching feet, and I'm waiting for my medication for my thyroid to be compounded and mailed to me. So that also makes my memory and brain a little fuzzy. So let's take a look at some stuff that isn't so fuzzy right now. How about that? Okay, let me turn this around, and you're going to see our...
It's like when your underwear is too tight. That's all you can think about.
It's true, right? Yeah, once my feet were... It felt like my toes... My last 2 or 3 toes were like on top of each other, just grinding on each other every day.
You gonna be like the bound foot, like the...
I know, I felt like it.
Chinese ladies.
I felt like it.
I went to this sex museum in New York, and they had a whole show about it, and it was pretty terrifying.
Suzanne says that wasn't the necklace. Good. I want to see the one you made. I'm excited.
All right, show it.
Show it. Show it. You gonna show this first?
Of course.
Of course. Okay. Did everyone hit the like, hit the love if you watched Andrew's tutorial with epoxy clay yesterday? If you did, or hit the thumbs up if you're on YouTube, because Andrew finished his pendant, and I'm going to show it to you here in just a little bit. But I hope that you saw it. I hope that you watched. If you didn't, watch
the replay.
Watch the replay, and hopefully you'll watch on YouTube. You know, we keep saying that just because we need the watch hours. We've got to 1,000 subscribers, thankfully. We have 1,002, and it seems to be holding steady there, not dropping under 1,000 anymore. We hope, knock on wood. Nobody leave us, please. But we need the watch hours. So watch on YouTube. If you watch these lives on YouTube, you can actually pause them and resume at any time instead of on Facebook where you pause and it skips ahead. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually go back if you miss something during the live, which is really cool. You can't do that on Facebook. Terry says that tutorial was amazingly cool. I love seeing all the ways to use different medias. Yeah, and Andrew may actually be doing another class.
They asked me to do it.
They loved the class. We got so many positive comments that they asked Andrew to come in and do an epoxy clay craft and draft class for the adults, where they drink the beer and make the things.
The children don't drink beer.
The children don't drink the beer during family days.
No.
But the adults for the craft and draft. So we might be doing a class again on this. So in June?
June 10.
June 10 is what we're trying to aim for.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if you're in Pittsburgh, make it a date. Come visit us. I might be there.
Probably. This is my lovely assistant.
Lovely assistant.
I'm going to chop them in half and put them back together.
There you go. Don't do it with epoxy clay.
They'd be like, I didn't sign up for this.
We haul in the big magic box.
They're like, whoa. Tricks.
Okay, so I'm guessing we saw some likes pop up there. I'm guessing a lot of you watched that. So here is the finished product. How cute. So if you didn't see it, Andrew made this little mermaid with, what is it, box stitch? What do you call that?
Brick stitch.
Brick stitch. See, I don't know stitches. Brick stitch, little mermaid. And then we used epoxy clay to fill in this beautiful bezel. I love this one.
It looks like they made it off of an old watch.
It does look like, it looks small for a pocket watch, but it does look like that, huh? And then, so fill it with epoxy clay, push this down in, push these little crystals using his little beeswax, and what's the word? Chopstick that he made.
Applicator.
Yeah, made an applicator to push the S-word crystals down in there.
The chatons aren't. They're vintage chatons.
Okay. The vintage chatons and then the S-word crystals. And then he used the mica powders to color, doing this ombre effect in, what, 3 different colors it looks like?
2.
2. Those
It
blended.
mixes.
Yeah, it did. Blended
You
nice.
know, though, I wish I did different colors, though, because it kind of blends in.
It does make it hard for you to see all the detail, but I think it looks really good.
This looks like my friend Grace.
Your friend Grace? That's Grace in there?
It looks like her. She does the mermaid, you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
She
I
dresses
probably
up
do
like
know,
a
but-
mermaid and goes and takes pictures.
Oh, nice. I don't
It
think
looks like Grace.
So there's Grace in a pendant.
I told her, and she...
What do y'all think? What do y'all think of that? Janice says that is amazing.
Well, because if you make any of these little these little brick stitch critters, I don't know about you, but I have all these like random things, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this?
What am I ever going to do? They're fun to make. He likes to make them.
Yeah,
but then
I
you
only
have
like to
them.
make one.
Right.
So
then they just sit around. So there's a good way of doing that. Marianne says, I think it came out well. Julie says, I really love how it turned out. And this is like permanent then.
Mm-hmm.
This is good and permanent, and you can wear it and not worry about it.
You could probably roll around on the concrete okay with this.
You might scratch up some of the chatons and
finishes.
stuff, but you could do it.
Yeah,
you
it
could
still
do it.
survive.
Suzanne says, very, very nice. Hello, Sherry Ann. Thank you for tuning in. She says, adorable. Robin says, I love this. So see, it's super easy, everyone. Super easy. I don't know how easy the brick stitch thing is, but
it's not too bad if you know how to do brick stitch. If you don't know how to do brick stitch, it's a little bit more complicated.
A little challenging. But if you do, and you're used to doing that, and you're used to making these creatures, maybe that's a cute way for you to incorporate some other things and make them in a different way for your jewelry.
Or whatever. You can decorate a box, make a scene.
Yeah, you can make a lot of stuff.
You can make a little Noah's Ark. Wouldn't that be cute?
That would be cute.
Oh my goodness. A menagerie.
Mythological creature.
Menagerie.
A menagerie.
My heraldry. My zoo.
Your zoo.
My creature feature zoo.
There you go. Hi, Barn. So there's that. That's the first thing we're going to show you today.
So that's just wiped off. And if it's stubborn, you can always put it under the water. That's been washed with soap and water. So you can tell that it's relatively durable.
Yeah, if you can wash this with soap and water.
I wouldn't recommend doing it like every day and scrubbing it. Because eventually they'll come off. But, you know.
But to get the first bunch off.
Yeah, it worked out.
Diane says, I need to make dog-themed ones to sell. There you go. There you go.
Hey, Diane, do you know how to do the brick stitch?
Do you know how to do brick stitch?
If not, just come over. I got a bunch of seed beads in and put on the internet. There's a whole box full of them delicas.
Sandy says, very nice. Thank you, Sandy. And thank you for joining us out there on YouTube.
They get the one that looked like Wally. What's Wally? Is it Beagle?
Beagle.
Is Wally Beagle?
Woggy the Bagel Hound. Beagle.
Bagel.
I think it's called the Bagel Hound, right?
Bagel Hound? I don't know.
All right.
You can do my curtains. I'll show you the brick stitch.
Do a trade. Okay. So then we have vintage seed beads. Vintage seed beads. Let me see I'm getting my other computer screen going here. I think, if I remember...
Boy, there's a cute corgi one. Holy guacamole. I'm not a dog person, and that business is so cute. Wally's a bagel hound, which is a beagle and basset mix.
There you go. I just thought he stole bagels. That's why I thought they called him the bagel hound. Yeah. See, I didn't know that. I learned something today. I never asked. I just assumed he stole bagels from you at one point and became the bagel hound.
That sounds like a thief.
Right?
Like he needs his own. He's like a bandit.
I know. That's what I thought. Bandit. Bagel bandit. And I probably can do your curtain, she said.
Oh, good.
Cat ones would be adorable, someone out there is saying.
I made little witch ones.
You did.
My goodness. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere in this universe.
Somewhere between here and the studio.
Is that they're so small, I lose them.
It's true.
So I spend all this time making this business, and then I'm like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Show the stuff so I can I'll go look for them.
Okay, go look for them. He absolutely would steal bagels if there were any left unattended. He has stolen garlic bread before. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Is it bad for this?
I don't know. Probably not that bad, even if it is. I know garlic's not good for cats. I don't know if it is for dogs, but in that small amount, it's probably not a big deal. Although I would not recommend that. Okay, so vintage seed beads. All of these, I had to look on the website because I wasn't sure if we had any antique French. These are all vintage Venetian. So these are vintage Venetian seed beads. Now, what I will preemptively say, I'll start showing you. These are vintage. Please keep that in mind. Please do not purchase them and then come back and say, well, this didn't work in my design because these are slightly different sizes. Because I'm going to tell you right now, these are slightly different sizes. You can see this one here is different from this one here. You can already see that. Back when these were made, they did not have a way to make them exactly the same. They came as close as they could. So these are good for designs that don't need everything to be exactly the same size. And they're also good as spacers, and they're good for a lot of other things. Whether in fringe, they're good for using, some people, incorporate beads into paintings and things like that. So these are great for that. But if you do need something that needs to be like exactly spaced out properly, these are not good for that.
Well, if you say that you bought these for a project, then I'll know you're a newbie. Because you don't do that with these are delicas, and these are not. These are rocals.
See?
But if you wanted to do freeform peyote, you could do freeform peyote because they don't have to be even. Yeah. Yeah. Anything that doesn't need to be precise, you can do. Yeah.
Delicas are made to be the same size.
And even those, there's everyone.
As Renee said, they're never the same size. They get as close as they can. They get very close with these. They're made to make patterns and things like that. These definitely are not. So these are vintage Venetian. These are pine green, and these are 6-0 size. These are pretty big. Pretty big. The bigger the number, the smaller the bead. So 6 is a fairly small number, so it's a fairly big bead. All right, so we have, I think, 5 of each tube. These are approximately, I think, 2-inch tubes by a half inch diameter. So you get a little bit in there, it's a good bit. And they're $2, just $2 a tube.
In theory, they said that the number correlates to how many fit into an inch. But we've done an experiment, and it doesn't actually. That's a myth. Yeah. Mythology.
Mythology.
Somebody made that up.
So here's pine green. And these are in the online store. If you go, I don't think I've made these just, I think, arrived today in the online store. So I've not made a seed bead collection. So if to see these, you can go under the shop tab and go to the latest editions, and they'll pop up there in the latest editions. Now, again, we just put these in. You're the first people that we're telling about this. We didn't make a Facebook post. We didn't send out an email. So you were the first people to know about this. Grab them now if you like these. Only $2 a tube, only 5 tubes of each color. are going to be in the online store. All right. We might add more later. I don't know. Some of these we may not have a lot more of.
This would be good for the epoxy clay.
These would be great. All of these would be great for the epoxy clay.
And also, this is not too small either.
No, you can work with these.
If you have trouble seeing, here you go.
Yep. So there's pine green in 6-0 size. Is that how they say it? 6/0? 60?
6-0.
6-0. But it's not an O, it's always a 0.
I thought it was a 6-0.
Every time I see it, maybe people just type it because it's faster to type 60.
6-0.
But I thought it was 6-0, but I never see it as an actual O.
The O-U-G-H-T is ot, right? 6-0.
Which also is how they say 0.
Well,
I think this spelled out.
either
Maybe
way,
that's
it's
why.
fine.
6-0. Okay, next up. Olivine Yellow in the 6-0. And you can see here, look at that one. Small, chunky. Small, chunky.
Oh, I couldn't find the little witch.
You didn't find the witch?
No,
I thought it was up on that. Oh, is it? It's not up on that?
Maybe.
Because I had put it, I think, at one point up there, but it may have moved since then. So this is Olivine Yellow. And these are all vintage Venetian. This is a really pretty color. Okay. What did I do there? I'm gonna put these back in order. They were so nice to put these in order, and then I'm gonna make a mess. So let's try not to do that to everybody. Next up, we're moving down to 8-0. 8-0 in the opal white. I love these. 8-0 opal white vintage Venetian seed beads. They have that lovely opalescence to them. I love how they sparkle. These are great if you are working with opals or if you're working with any of those kind of, beautifully labradorite, eagle eye beads, anything that's going to give you that flash. These are a nice addition as spacers, even in between those. We use them a lot in our classes as spacers because they are only $2 a tube, especially if you're a beginner and you just need something nice for in between your beads, your larger beads. We use these, like I said, a lot. We saw a lot of tubes of these in the store because they're so easy and they come in so many different colors. I think I have 27 different colors for you today. Yeah, 27 different colors. So we're going to start speeding up a little bit through these. But this is opal white, available in the online store. To see them, go into the shop tab and go into the latest additions. Later today, I will be adding a seed bead category, or probably more like a vintage seed bead category. Did you find them?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
You can do this with this one.
What is that? These are the vintage ones, right?
Yeah, those are all vintage.
This is a bracelet Andrew made using a lot of our vintage seed beads. So just to show you, I think this is just an open pattern, right? Just an off-the-cuff pattern you made.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a netting, but oversized.
Janice says, I can still work with 6 and 8 size seed beads, but forget the 11 and 15. Yeah, we're going to do, we have a few 6s. We have 2 6s to show you, which I did. We have 2 8s. I have one more 8 to show you. Then we get into 10s, then 11s, and then 12s. So this is just...
There's a video on that, too.
He did a video on this one?
I think so.
A demo video somewhere. Lorraine's saying, did you use wire in this?
It's Fireline.
This is Fireline. Used Fireline in this one. So Fireline with just the vintage seed beads.
I think it looks cool.
I think it looks really cool. So you can get a number of different tubes, different colors, and even different sizes.
Or you could make one. It could look really cool, like ethereal, if you just did one color.
One color, and do that opalescent color. That'd be really pretty.
Yeah, that'd be beautiful.
And it would look expensive, and you only spent a few dollars in seed bead tubes.
Yeah.
So there's
that works up pretty quick too for people who are like, I don't have time for all that seed bead nonsense. It's pretty quick.
Okay, next up is another size 8/0, and this is white opal rust. White opal rust. And yeah, I think you can see why. Some of them look a little rusty. So it sounds bad to say that, right? But I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful mix. White opal rust. Only 5 tubes of each are in the online store for $2 each. So $10, and you can buy each color out. I think that's a pretty good deal. You get pretty far on. I don't know how many tubes this took, but you get because you mixed and matched them. But you get pretty far.
Surprisingly, not a lot because it's open weave.
Yeah.
That's probably like 1 tube.
Hello, Harry. Thank you for tuning in. Suzanne said this would go with anything, right? Yeah, you don't have to worry about matching. It matches everything.
If you wanted to make it even more complicated, you can have them weave into each other. So because they have these little cells in them. So if you wanted to have ones that went in and out and kind of weave things inside.
Yeah, you can make it as complicated as you want. I'm going to actually open it and set it down so you can see better.
But you could have it like things come in and out, over, under. I think that could be cool.
Is it Barnaby hair?
Maybe I'll do that. Make a big project.
Oh, Harry loaded the merry-go-round he made into the AG challenge group. That's good. I want to see that. I haven't seen that today. I need to get on there and take a look. Now we're going to move into the 10/0s. We're going to stay in the 10/0s for a while. I don't know if 10 is normally a number they make anymore, generally.
Yeah, they do.
Is 10 a number?
10 and 11.
10, 11. Okay, so they do. Never mind. I just remember seeing 11s a lot in the store. So this is transparent orange. Transparent orange.
The weird ones are like 9s.
Okay. Sometimes we do get the weird ones. I don't think we have any weird ones.
20s. Holy guacamole.
Those are tiny. Usually those come on a strand, right? Strung up.
We have a couple little baggies hiding somewhere.
Okay. Probably in your bead room.
Somebody, they used to repair vintage costumes and purses. They sent those to us. We got them, and I was like, I can't even see the holes.
The tiny holes.
Just like you need your optimizers.
Right. So these are Tenot, and they are transparent orange. Beautifully bright orange. See, Terry says Tenot, what an uncommon size by today's standards. I thought so. I don't remember seeing them. I don't know. I don't use seed beads, y'all, other than for spacers. And if they work with the project, I say go for it, whatever size it is. Next up, we have transparent sepia. Transparent sepia, which is this kind of wonderfully... Let me see. It might help. I always forget to turn on this other light. This might help for some of these. I don't know. I don't like the light to shine right on things normally, but with this one, maybe. There, you can see some of that. It's a definite transparent, like dark brown. So there's that. In the online store now, we have 5 tubes available at only $2 each. And again, if you're just tuning in, these are approximately 2-inch tubes by a 1/2 inch diameter.
I think tonight we're going to move over the console table to the cottage, And then start working on the mystery kit, mystery boxes.
Yeah, we have to work on mystery boxes.
And then I'll work on some pendants for a release because we need gas money for a snag. And we probably will then need the minivan since we haven't locked down a hotel yet. So I'm going to be sleeping in the car.
Sleeping in the car. Oh. Transparent berry red.
Luckily, the seats fold down like a transformer.
Right. Transparent berry red.
Those are pretty.
These are really pretty. So we have those in the online store. Like I said, I need to move a little bit faster. We're on 7. We have 27 to get through. We've got 20 more to go.
That'd be pretty to do a beaded bead with those. It would look like a berry.
Mm-hmm.
So juicy.
Next up, this is the 8th one. This is transparent brown in Tenot. These are like the root beer color, right?
I want a root beer float.
That sounds good.
A&W.
Root beer doesn't have caffeine.
Does it?
No, it does not.
Make mine whiz.
There is one root beer that has caffeine.
Is it that birch beer?
No. There's one, it used to have a slogan something about, and it hinted toward the fact that there was energy in it, gave you caffeine, I think. This is a lined, it's a clear, but it's lined with red-orange. The outside is clear, and it's a red-orange lined bead. Barks. Yeah, that's it, Terry. I think Barks, I forget their slogan. What's their slogan? Bark has bite? Maybe that's it. Because it had like energy. It had caffeine in it. So this is the 9th tube. Red-orange, Tenot. Clear lined. Lined with color. Color lined. So these give you that nice gemmy appearance on the outside because of the clear coat around with a lining of color on the inside. Again, if you're just tuning in, these are vintage Venetian seed beads that we now have in the online store. Just go to the shop tab and go to the latest editions because they are so new in the online store. We don't actually have a seed bead category. So I got to make a seed bead category. Next up, we have the color-lined yellow. So again, clear on the outside. The inner is lined with the color yellow. So you get that kind of frosted. It looks like, I love, if you're in the cold climates, when the trees get frosted with the ice and it looks like glass. That's what these remind me of. I love when the trees get frosted like that. Harry said, those are good to wire onto a background metal filigree. I also like to glue some into frame pendant mounts by stringing them and laying them into the glue and pulling the string out. Yeah, that's one of the techniques we also use with the epoxy clay, that you can put them on a wire, set them down, and then pull the wire out instead of trying to place each one in line, right? Makes it a lot easier. Thank you for the tips, Harry. So that is the color-lined yellow Tenot. And number 11 is black. Tenot in black, vintage Venetian seed beads. Again, these are in the online store, only $2 a tube, super inexpensive. Mix and match your tubes if you want to. You can create something like Andrew did here with the open weave bracelet. Doesn't take a lot to get that because it is open weave, but you still end up with a really pretty project. And Andrew said there should be out on our YouTube and or Facebook a video showing this one. We'll have to see if we can find it and maybe pin it here, showing when he made that. And these are also all good if you want to use them, not necessarily to make these. You want to use something more like a delica, but if you want to embed seed beads into the epoxy clay, these are great for embedding too, because they're inexpensive, right? And they still look really good. Number 12 is Sky Blue. Sky Blue, super pretty color. Babette's up here with us today.
Chasing her around for hugs.
Chasing her for hugs. I heard her talking out there. She's doing pretty well.
She goes in next week for her test.
Yeah, next Monday she gets her blood tests. We hope that her kidney numbers come down. That's what we're hoping and praying for. But in all, I have to say, if we didn't know, we wouldn't know. She seems to be acting like her normal self, as she always has. So that's a good sign. She's jumping up and down on things. She's waking me up in the morning for food when she's hungry or for her water. She likes to drink out of the sink. When we first started all this, she was so weak she couldn't get up and down to the sink anymore, so we knew something was wrong. Now she's jumping up and jumping down, and she won't let you help her, and she's back to her independent self again. So we're happy about that. We still don't know if internally there are issues.
She is down to one kidney.
Yeah,
it's a mighty kidney.
It's a mighty kidney. She may have only had one kidney all her life. We don't know.
One is a little runt kidney.
Yeah, one was 3 times the size of the other. So we don't know if it was always the case or if that's been something that's been happening over time, as one loses function or anything like that. But so far, like I said, I would honestly not be able to tell that she was having issues right now if I didn't know. So that's, I think, a good sign no matter what.
She's really strong.
Yeah, she's really strong right now. We're trying to get her to lose some weight. We switched her only to wet food because dry food, we found out, can dehydrate cats very quickly, and make it harder for their kidneys to be flushed properly. So none of our cats are ever going to have dry food again. Barnaby hates that idea because he loves his crunchies, but we want them to be healthy. We have Tenot in blue. We just called this blue, Tenot blue. So for all of you out there sending good energy to Babette, please keep it up. We're not out of the woods. We could still come back with high kidney numbers, and that would mean that if that's the case, we may have to start her on fluids, subcutaneous fluids. And
already, but
yeah, they gave her some at the vets.
We had to give her one at home.
And then they said that hopefully, we'll see what happens. If they come down, we may not need to, but if they stay high, she may be in the start of chronic kidney disease. And if we catch that early enough, which hopefully we're not in, but if we are, we hopefully caught early enough that we can start giving her fluids if needed and make sure that one working kidney that's going hard keeps staying flushed out. So this is blue. This is the 13th tube. Terry says crunchies make amazing cat treats if Barnaby would prefer not to have his heart broken. He's just going to have to deal with it. He'll get used to it.
We all have sorrows in our life.
We found out from some vets that crunchies can really pull water, because the only water cats get in nature is usually from the animals they catch. So they are not used to drinking water in nature, and they do it in the house But they still, if you consider the amount of crunchies they eat compared to the amount of water their little tongues can take in, even if they sit for a long time in one place and drink, it would not be enough to actually wet down those enough to digest them without pulling extra water from their bodies. And if they're pulling water from the body, then the water is not going through the kidneys to flush the kidneys as well. And so it creates a compounded effect on the kidney. So when we told our vet that we had removed all dry food, they're like, if you can do that with your cats, and they'll do it. They said that's really a good option. So that's what we've done. And luckily our cats all don't mind. They drink or they eat wet food all the time. I know some cats, my mom's cat in particular, only eats dry food, so she's going to have a hard time. But she's going to try and make that switch over too. So this is Turquoise. We called this Turquoise, and these are Tenot. Turquoise, Tenot. I love these. They look just like turquoise. All the different colors. There's like 3 or 4 different colors in there.
I don't like that hook.
I know you don't.
That's like to scratch your areas.
That's supposed to hold the headphones. That's
you
what
already
that's
got
for.
a headphone holder.
I know, but I have another. I didn't have that headphone holder before. Okay, number 15 is still Tenot. This is the last Tenot we have, and this is metallic purple. As you can see why. It's very metallic, and it's very purple. So these are vintage Venetian, if you're just tuning in. Vintage Venetian, all of these. $2 a tube. The tubes are approximately 2 inches by a half an inch. So however many fit in a tube, that's how many you get. We just, fill the tubes and put the lids on.
We used to do them by weight, but then people would complain.
Yeah, in case they didn't look full, because we do them by a certain weight, and some would look more full than others. Messy, especially with them being different sizes. So we just filled the thing now. Fill it up, pop the lid on. So these are really pretty. I love these. So there you go. Gilbert. Gilbert's getting kisses, and sometimes he's not, happy getting kisses. If you can hear him moaning in the background.
And sighing with exasperation.
Yeah, Terry says they use a water fountain. A few other people are saying cats. We have a water fountain too, and yes, they do like that better. Typically, some cats. Paolo did not. He hated the fountain until he got sick. Then he started going to the fountain a little more. But Paolo always drank out of a bowl.
He got a little wet chest.
He would always get a wet chest because he'd lean over the bowl so hard and so far. His whole chest would be wet by the time he was done drinking. But it was very cute. I miss that boy. These are transparent red in a scarlet red 11-aught. We have 3 cats now. We have 3 cats, Babette, Barnaby, and Gilbert. Babette and Paolo, when we only had them, the first fountain we got them, I don't know if it was too loud or if it was, they just hated it. So we never thought they liked a fountain. Then a few years later, we tried another fountain, which I think they got better in making the motors quieter, because I barely hear this one now. And
we still have a motorized one downstairs.
Yeah,
but somebody needs it in the local.
But this one seems to work better, and they actually, Babette will drink out of this. They all pretty much drink out of this one. Not many of our cats drink out of the bowl anymore. But
I see Gilbert.
Gilbert does sometimes.
He doesn't like water either.
No, he'll drink the milk sometimes. We have fermented goat's milk that we give them sometimes.
But if you didn't hear, we have an extra water fountain if somebody needs it. If you're local.
It may be a little noisy.
Oh, wow.
But if you need it, maybe we'll donate it to the vet if nobody wants it.
It's just collecting dust. It's brand new.
Yeah, we only tried it like one day or 2 days, and they ran from it.
Yeah, so this is opposite. Like, this is training them not to like water.
Right. So this is transparent garnet in 11-aught vintage Venetian seed beads. Transparent garnet.
Barnaby wants to go outside and hunt.
Cindy has 8 cats.
Barnaby says, I want to hunt.
I don't know if we could deal with 8 cats.
He says, no way, no way.
We've talked about adding a kitten, but not while we don't want to while Babette is. If she's not feeling well, we don't want to put that extra stress on her.
Barnaby wants to hunt.
Barnaby wants to hunt. Gilbert wants a brother or sister. Barnaby caught a mole yesterday, or almost caught a mole, or a vole. I don't know which one. But he was out in the yard with me, and all of a sudden I looked at his brother, and I looked back, and Barnaby had run over in the yard, and I knew he was hunting something because he had both paws down, and he was slowly, he had them like this, and he's slowly, very slowly moving one paw off to look underneath to see if he actually got it, because I think it was still down in its hole. So it was trying to pop up the hole, and he was pounced on it, and I couldn't see anything, not a thing. And I was watching, and I let him go for a little while, and then I said, Barnaby, I don't see anything. Did you actually get it? And he moved his one hanny away, and all I hear is squeaking. This squeaking, 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 squeaking. And then I saw its little head pop up, and he had gotten himself something. And then at that point, once it started squeaking, everybody else, Gilbert started running that way. And I had just seen a neighborhood cat walk by. And I said, we don't need any cat fights. So I had to scoop both of them up, one in each hand. Barnaby was so mad at me because I chased him away. He didn't get to eat his prey. And I scooped them up, and I knocked on the door to have Andrew open it, so I didn't have to let them down because I knew Babette wasn't going to run after it. And I scooped them up, put them in the house. He ran right to the window in the house where he would best be able to see it, and just sat there, tried to find it again. So he would be a good catcher. We should have him over at the cottage. Okay, this one is just transparent red, 11-aught. Transparent red. Terry says, poor Barnaby, what a brave hunter and all for naught, right? I know. He was upset with me. But when he came in, there was, I don't know if it was a moth that had flown in the house from having the door open, trying to get everybody in. And he ran over to that. He was in a mood then. He was running around, chasing anything that moved. He was chasing his brother. He knew that he did a good job, and he was in the mood.
He says he understood the assignment.
He understood the assignment, as the song, I guess, goes. Dandelion Yellow in 11-aught. Dandelion Yellow.
Yeah, Susan said kittens are awesome, but they're so active that they can be a bit much for an older cat, or humans for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. When the little ones were little, they drove me to the brink of madness.
Yes, they did.
Every day. They would purposely destroy stuff and willfully do things in front of my eyes.
Gilbert still does that to me.
They don't do that anymore.
Gilbert looks at me and just ignores me. He ignores me. Transparent gold in 11-aught. This is the 20th tube we're showing you. Transparent gold.
Nice harvest color.
It is a nice harvest color. Harvest gold. Look at that shine. Ooh, I like that. Beautiful ambery color. And Barnaby would catch things, but I don't know if he would kill them or just play with them. I'm not sure. I can imagine him trying to bring it in the house and letting it loose. That's what I imagine happening. Transparent light green in 11-aught.
We don't need any critters.
No, we do not. We're lucky not to have them, and we don't need them. Transparent light green. Gilbert would definitely play with them. Unless his killer instinct would be engaged.
No,
who knows?
He's like my friend.
And every once in a while, like you can probably see in this one, you'll see a different colored one, or sometimes it's a piece of paper. These are old. We tube them up from very large. Well, I shouldn't say very large. Some of them, this is all we've got, but larger bunches of them, and so they get tubed up. But our helper went through with tweezers and tried to pull out as much of that stuff as they could.
The schmutz.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the packaging that they're stored in, they have labels, and the labels are so old they're just basically disintegrating. Or they're stored in like a glassine paper, and after a couple decades and who knows what kinds of conditions, sometimes that stuff kind of gets crumbly.
So this is the dark green, transparent dark green in 11-aught. All vintage Venetian. Only about 5 tubes of each we were able to get for the online store. Some of them only had 4. I think the turquoise color was one of the only ones that we got only 4 of. This one is yellow green.
Like a chartreuse.
Like a chartreuse.
Wow.
And that's 11-aught.
That's a pretty color.
It is a really pretty color.
I had a teacher once, a seed bead teacher, who says every design needs a little dash of poison. And they love to put that chartreuse kind of poison green in.
Nice.
I was like, does every design need it?
Does everyone really? I do like that color, though. So there's that one. We were busy, y'all. Busy making seed bead tubes. Filling seed bead tubes. I think some of these may have gotten into the physical store. I'm not 100% sure on that even. Grass green is the 24th tube we have to show you. Grass green in 11-aught. Again, these are all available at allegorygallery.com. Go to the shop tab and go to the latest editions, or scroll to the very bottom of the homepage and you'll see the latest editions, and you can click see more latest editions to see them all. We show them kind of in a pile, and we let you know in the description. They're a 2-inch tube by 1/2 inch diameter. So do you like the seed beads so far? Is that something that you think you might use?
I think it's putting people in a trance.
Is it putting... Yeah, we're not getting many comments. This might be one of the mixes you used for that.
It puts me in a trance.
I know. This is a rainbow mix in 11-aught. So you can see here, if you don't want to mix your own, and you want to make something like this, these I think are smaller, a little bit smaller than what Andrew used, but you could use something like that. This is the rainbow mix, 11-aught. It's the last of the 11-aught. The last 2 that we're going to show you are 12-aught. Cindy says, I like that rainbow. Cindy says, I love seed beads, just haven't made anything with them lately.
I like easy projects.
Lorraine says, perfect. Right? You got them all in there.
Anything that takes too long, I'm not probably going to do it or finish it.
I hear that.
There's some people, they spend like years on a project. I was like, I don't know.
Okay, we're moving into 12-aught. Greenish yellow. Greenish yellow. Terry says 27 different options have been added to the site. Yep, we're on 26 right now. This is the 26th in 12-aught greenish yellow. We're showing them all to you today. Terry says, I'm actually excited about this. However, I am knee-deep in seed beads at the moment. Harry says, the colors are very sparkly and they look very nice quality. They are. They are nice quality. We're happy about this score.
Some of the ones that we have that it's not online are my favorites. So.
Well,
the opalescent.
We don't have them.
They're at the cottage.
Andrew took them all.
Nah, you can have them.
He's like, you can have them.
There's currently lining my universe. There's so many.
Last 27th, blue and white striped in 12-aught vintage Venetian seed beads. Hopefully you can see that stripe. I can't get too close because it won't show you, but each one does have stripes through it. Vintage Venetian blue and white striped 12-aught seed beads.
I have some vintage Chinese ceramic in that Delftware kind of color combo of that blue and white that would look good with those. Maybe we'll make a kit if people like it. Do we have more of that or no?
Which one?
That.
I don't know.
I think I have some in some of those skinny tubes with
cork
stoppers.
I know what you mean. Okay. So that, my friends.
Show the gemstone.
I will. I gotta get my computer up so I can give you pricing. Maybe. My computer's not dead.
People are gonna be like, oh, another tube of seed beads.
But they're liking the seed beads. They're liking.
Is it like, so good?
Norma likes the blue and white of all the ones. That's her favorite. Stripes, those are fun.
Do you know the meme I'm talking about? The little girl who's eating the mama's cooking. And the little girl, she doesn't want to hurt her mom's feelings. And she throws up in her mouth. And she swallows it back down and is like choking on it. And she's like, good. And then the mom was like, you like that? And the little girl's like, so good.
Oh my. Okay. Next up. These are a little bit pricey. These are nice quality peach moonstone. Diamond cut peach moonstone. Look at that flash. Look at that shimmer and shine. We just added these to the online store. With
some nice light brown leather. Sell that for like $500.
These are $50 a strand. I think we have only 3 strands of these available.
It's better in real life, y'all.
It is beautiful in real life. It's a little washed out here on the camera.
It looks more gray on the camera, but they're a little bit more kind of peachy in real life. Picture it. Ligonier 2022.
Terry says, oh, those faceted coated rondelles I ordered might need those as friends, right?
Sure. You don't want them to be lonely.
Look, some of those have a beautiful flash. 3 strands, I think 3 strands. I have 3 strands here. $50. Available in the online store right now. Like I said, these are, or like Andrew said, they're definitely better in person. They're a little bit more peachy than what they look here. Definitely worth it. Beautiful quality, diamond cut, faceted rondelles. They are 8mm.
Either that or on one of those double-stranded bracelets with some silver chain. Maybe with some creamy pearls.
And these are on some nice brown leather, like just to show you like how beautiful. These are on like a suede. Lovely together.
Or if you want, because they've got a good hole, so you could just make a whole bunch of necklaces and just put a couple of those, one on each of those necklaces, leather necklaces. Sell them all day long, $20 a piece. Is there beads on there?
I don't know.
50.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I don't know, 38, 39, 40 beads. Something like that. Something like that.
Or put them in a loop on some earrings. Get some of those closures like Hanile styles for the silver soul. Make real quick earrings.
Next up, you're going to love these because I love these. Oh. How do
Show
we...
it. Show it.
Okay, okay.
He's all like gazing them off to the side.
I am. These are faceted 8mm cubes of Aquamarine. Faceted 8mm cubes of Aquamarine. This is a full strand, y'all. It's a full strand.
Let's get this away so we can properly focus.
Look at the quality of these.
That color, y'all.
Right? All those colors. You go from the light to the dark. Beautiful gemstones. Beautiful gemstones. There are, I think, 3 strands of this available. And they are only $30 a strand.
That's a good price.
Terry said that is a great price for Aquamarine, right? Only $30 a strand.
Plus a good color, too.
Good color, great price. Wow.
You know, end up with a bunch of, like, duds.
No,
I think I saw one that had a little bit of black in it, but most of them...
I like when they have a little bit of black. Let me show you just some of another one of the strands, just so you know. Like, we didn't pick the best strand. I just picked one out of the bag.
I don't mind if it has a little bit of black, but I want the main event to be blue.
Yeah, I like how the black kind of pulls the blue sometimes.
I like what I like.
We all like what we like. So see, beautiful strands of Aquamarine. Here, let's just show you the last one too. None of them are duds. Yeah, gemmy one right there.
You can pull that off from me.
No one will miss it, right? See, I like this. I like that right there.
Which one?
This one. The little bit of black in there.
That's not too bad. I don't like it when it's all black, and then it's like you might as well have tourmaline then.
Right? So there they are. All 3 strands. They're all beautiful. You'll get one of them when you order. $30 only per strand. Don't let this go very long. I don't think these are going to last long. Someone's asking, these are full strands, so these are 16-inch strands. Full strand, completely full, not a fake full strand like they do some days now. Full can be anywhere from 14 to 16 inches. These are 16-inch strands. They're 8mm beads. They're listed as 15.5-inch strands in the online store. The one I measured is 16. So we always, one may be a little bit less or one may be a little bit more. We always go with the average. And we always err on the side of the smallest out of caution. So you can always look in the online store because we'll always try to give you the measurements. Everything we're adding here on out, we try and give you the measurements for the size of the bead and the size of the strand.
Susan said that she didn't realize the Aquamarine came in such a range of colors. That's because they call it different when it's a different color. When it's yellow, they call it Heliodor.
And then there's Moss Aquamarine, which is a beautiful green color. We have some of that in the physical store. I don't know if we have the Moss Aquamarine in the online store or not.
Renee asked if the cubes are Aquamarine. Yes.
Yep, they are. Aquamarine, non-dyed. Natural Aquamarine. Let me see. We do have the moss aquamarine. It's much more expensive, but if you're interested in just even looking at it in the online store, just type in moss. It's the only thing that comes up. It's a beautiful green. They're 7mm faceted rondelles, and they're 14-inch strand for $135. Of course, you can split that into 4 payments with shop pay if you'd like to. If you qualify for that, you can just check it out on the site. But we have, I think, 1 strand, maybe 2 in the online store, and we have 1 or 2 strands in the physical store. Oh, let's see here.
What people want the most of, like when you're like right now, people want mostly gemstones.
Terry said, I was reading that most aquamarine is heat treated to bring out the color. That's how the earth brings out the color in aquamarine too, by heat treating it in the earth. So we don't mind so much if it's heat treated. If it's dyed, that's one thing, but again, we don't mind dyed as long as we know, right? But heat treating is a process they use to enhance the color, but that's the same process that really it would undergo in the earth if you left it there longer to enhance the color too.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes people think that it's like some kind of lab or something where stuff's happening, and maybe it is. But like old school heat treating, they basically have a clay pot and they put the rocks in there and they stick in the fire.
Yeah, so it's not like, I mean, now they may do something more
with like a lab, so they get specific
temperatures, but like I said, it's what the earth does, right? That's how stones in the earth get their color too. So nothing wrong with it being treated that way, we think. You can make up your own mind on that, but a lot of gemstones are heat treated, but like I said, it's what happens in the earth. All right. How about these?
It's only a problem if it's overheated and that compromises the strength of the stone.
Right.
Or if they're trying to pass it off as something that it's not. Because sometimes they'll do that with citrine. They'll cook amethyst and make it into a different one. I think it's beautiful. Like it's got that kind of burnt orange color.
Mm-hmm.
But some people don't like it. They're like, I want the straight from the ground.
Yeah. Terry says, I don't mind it either. I just find it interesting how colors happen. Even dyed can be lovely if done well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Renee asked, does heat treating also harden gems?
No, not necessarily.
No, but it can make them more brittle if you get too high of temperature.
But, yeah, I know, you never know, maybe. If there's like a high mineral content, maybe.
Yeah, every stone's different. It's hard to be generic in answering that question. Now, this is blue chalcedony.
Some stones are harder that are lab grown. So, like the synthetic stones, sometimes that are cooked in the labs, they are much harder and much more durable than natural stones.
These are marbled blue chalcedony nuggets. You get a whole strand of these for $12.50.
Look at that color, y'all.
I know. These, every time we've gotten them, have sold out. I think these are from the physical store we moved over because I was like, I can't believe we haven't moved these over earlier. So we moved these over. This is the last of what we have of these.
I have a strand with the big brother.
Well, we have a big brother right here.
No, big brother.
Yeah, you got the big one. This is the next largest size. So they came in a number of sizes we got them. This is the smallest. This was, I think, the medium size that we got. We still have 2 of these, I think, and 2 of these. $12.50 and $17.50 only. These are old prices, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I just looked. It's almost a double.
See? We could have raised the prices on you, but we try not to do that. And
hey, pick that goodie off for me.
Right. This one right there.
Gem one.
This one.
The one that speaks to my heart.
So there you go.
There's a whole row of them.
I know. There's a grouping right there and right there. So these are the marbled blue chalcedony. See you, Sydney. We don't have much more to go, but if you want to catch anything you missed, you can check it in the replay.
Watch on the YouTube.
Watch on the YouTube, everybody. Watch on the YouTube. So here you go. Marbled blue chalcedony, $12.50, $17.50 only. Such a stinking good deal. You know, I wrote, many of you may have seen, I wrote a letter to our town and our community, letting them know that their merchants in some cases are having a hard time right now. And a lot of the requests, a lot of the information, or a lot of the suggestions we got back in the comments was that we should raise our prices. A lot of people took a look at our prices and said that if you were outside of your area, you could, you know, take your prices, you know, 50% higher or increase them by 75%. And, you know, we could, because when we get a good deal, we try to pass it along. So a lot of those good deals are under, very far under what we could be market value right now. But we are trying our best not to do that to you all. We want you to get the good prices. We don't want to have to raise prices. It will be probably inevitable at some point that
sounds like they want us to go out of business.
Well, and you know, some people have done well like that. Some people have raised prices and they've had no issue with it because people understand. You know, as Andrew said, he's looking online, and these in some cases are twice the price that we're charging. So we could have charged that and no one would know. But you know, we would know. So we try to make sure that when we do get a good price, you do too, because we want everybody possible to be able to afford nice things. And that's just the way we are. So it's just one of the reasons we hope you do choose to shop with us instead of anyone else, you know, whenever you are looking for your stones. So that's that. Let's see. Terry says, if anyone hasn't ordered one of the 2 challenge kits, they are amazingly generous kits with beautiful components. Thank you. And as I said, you only have until the end of this weekend if you want to do a Zoom make-along for those kits to sell out. So, yeah, Susan says, I'm glad you all consider your client base when pricing. We know a lot of our clients are retired. They may be on a fixed income, and we know it's not easy for everyone. So we do try to do our best. We don't do like marketing specifically for like New York City or big cities like that. We could go that route and we could try to market there and make tons of money, but that's not our way.
One of my early mentors said that never to price something as low as you can, but to price what the market can bear. But you also, when you want to know a little secret about them, they went out of business. So, you know,
right? Maybe their market couldn't bear it anymore.
Yeah, nobody bought because they thought it was too expensive.
So there we go.
But also nowadays you got the computer, so I don't know what the benefit of raising your prices to the point where you're just like nickel and diming people when they can Google it and it will show up with lower prices elsewhere.
You know, we try to keep our prices low. We know some of ours may be higher than some importers and you know, some websites that specialize in more of these things than we do. But we hope that you like us, you like what we do, you like the quality that we choose, that we hand choose everything, that we make sure that it's good quality before we pass it along. We don't buy, you know, cheap stuff and just sell a bunch of cheap stuff and trinkets. We want you to have good stuff at good prices. So we do hope that, you know, even if we're a little bit higher in some cases, we're going to be higher in some and lower in others. And we hope that you will choose to purchase from us.
Well, we have a formula, and we use the formula, so it's the price of you know, it's what it costs. If you all want to invest $10,000 and buy 57 gross of one single item, so that we get rock bottom prices, then you know. Mm-hmm.
Norma says,
Norma
says, when your prices are higher, your quality is also better. We try. We try to justify that high price. And as Andrew says, we generally have a formula that we try to use. Sometimes, you know, you have to skew a little bit. Not everything is cookie cutter, but We generally have a formula that we try to use, and if we buy something that's higher priced, we do it knowing that the quality is worth putting into our formula and charging that price. So, yeah.
But
all right.
So if it's too expensive, then we don't buy it. So
right. Well, if we're going to put in the formula and it's going to come out to be way too much money, we don't do it. Or sometimes we do it once in a while, you know?
Like one of the vendors we used to work with, they would mark stuff super high, and then when you got it and you tried to resell it, they says, "Oh, well, you'll make 10%." I says, "You make 10%, you go out of business."
Right.
You know, you can't do that on everything.
No, you cannot. So
they're like, "Oh, but it's a commission." Like, y'all, it's not. Don't, no.
Yeah, Suzanne says, you guys are truthful. One time a, quote, friend tried to sell me dyed howlite as turquoise. Yeah, if we know, we're going to tell you. There's no point. Like, dyed howlite is beautiful. Why try to pass it off as turquoise other than to make lots of money on people who don't know? And that's a shame. But
well, did they know, or was it something they didn't know? Because sometimes people buy stuff and they don't know.
Yeah, sometimes people don't know, and it's an honest mistake.
They'll call it turquoise color, and then sometimes playing telephone, it becomes turquoise, even though it was originally marked as turquoise color.
Yeah, we like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but there are people out there that, are,
dubious.
Yes, to suspicious or, that are just cheating people. It happens.
Lacking.
Suzanne believes she knew. So that's not good.
Make new friends.
Right? That's why she made friends with us, right? So that's what we have for you today. That took longer than I thought it was going to take. We're almost at an hour and a half. It looks like it's about to rain here in Ligonier. It's supposed to rain at some point today. And tomorrow, Andrew has his day in Pittsburgh. He'll be in Pittsburgh tomorrow, so I'll be with you for a quick one because I have another of my nephew's baseball games tomorrow night. I want to make that. And so we'll do something quick tomorrow, and who knows what we'll do Friday. Who knows what's happening. Let's see. Barbara says, hi, I got my order. I love the Mermaid Glass and the Mermaid Serenade kit. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're glad you love it. Both of those things. I love the Mermaid Glass. We just, by the way, restocked the Mermaid Glass yesterday, I think. So if you were looking and it was showing out of stock, or if you were looking and there were only like 3 or 4 strands in the online store, we just restocked it.
I have some in my bead room too.
Andrew has some in his bead room, but we had some in the physical store, and my one helper said, you are running low. Do you want to just switch? I said, yes. Move them over. If people want them online, let's sell them. So
have they seen my bead room yet?
No. If you want, please check out the Mermaid Glass. It is beautiful. Once we sell out of this, we may not get some for a while. So check out all the colors that we just put back into the store. We also restocked a number of the clay beads, the polymer clay beads, those little discs. We restocked a bunch of those strands. So if you were looking for other colors in that, you might want to check that out as well.
Those would be cool in epoxy, Claire.
Let's see. Terry says, yes, I love the truthfulness, transparency, and kindness. I know that if I have questions, I can get answers without having to jump through hoops or continuously pressing 1 on the phone. Yeah, we're happy to help in any way we can. Even if it's not something that you got from us, if you need identification, we've helped a lot of people try to identify things. It's not always easy because if we didn't sell it, we don't know. Or if we sold it years ago, sometimes it's like pulling from the depths of memory to figure out what it is, if it's a strange stone.
Sometimes I remember,
but Andrew is pretty dang good at remembering a lot of that stuff.
I remember if it was raining that day, what we had for lunch. I usually remember if it was raining that day.
Oh, yeah, he has the weird memory.
Or what we had for lunch.
Suzanne says, Friday is bar-a-thon for me, catching the replay. What's bar-a-thon?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. Barbara says, oh, I'm going to look. Cool. Yes, check it out. Like I said, we did just restock Mermaid Glass. We restocked...
Did they restock the Green Girl yet?
No. Did I take that down?
I don't don't know.
I think I took it in a box. I hope it didn't go over to the cottage to Barb instead. I have to see. But we're going to restock and add some new Green Girl pieces, we hope, soon. I have, I think, a fairly large shipment of Green Girl stuff that's going to be coming in. Some of their newest designs should be on their way to us shortly. So we'll be taking a look at those as well.
What do people want, though?
Beer. It's a beer mile, a road race.
Who is this?
Suzanne Ward.
Oh.
That's fun. That would be fun. Andrew would like that. Maybe not a race. He's like, just drink the beer.
That'd be puking time. Imagine
6 beers.
chugging a bunch of beers and then go and run.
6 beers for 6 miles.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's
if you
not,
walk, maybe.
That's a lot, though. That's like circling my grandparents' full driveway 6 times. That's a good bit. If you
walk slow, then that could be refreshing.
Refreshing. If you do it all day and walk slow, how many steps would you have in?
I don't know. A lot.
Get a lot of steps.
How many is a mile? Is it 10,000 steps is a mile?
No. 10,000 is like your whole day's worth. That's
5K?
Maybe 5 miles. I don't know. I don't know how they work that out. Barbara says, yes, I love Green Girl. We do too. So we should be getting some of their new stuff. I asked for some of their newest designs, so I think we're going to get some.
Cynthia said, do you want me to reveal the secret that Cynthia told me about?
I don't even know the secret.
She said, I don't know if she wants me to tell.
Well, then you better check it with her.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know it.
Off script, y'all.
I don't even know it.
I'm not off script.
I'm not able to be.
She said that she might make some of her pieces in porcelain and ceramic.
How do you even do that?
Like how I used to do mine. Remember?
Like your pendants.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that would be nice. Rana says, when will your mermaid kit bead blend be stocked? I checked. Oh, it's sold out, Rana. It will not be restocked. It was stocked with the original kit. Oh no, I'm sorry. The mermaid one, we never had extras. We said that on another when we debuted the kit on live. We never had extra. We didn't have enough mix to have the extra. No, we didn't.
Not even one
we
bead
didn't have,
extra.
Nope. The mix
not
that we
even
made.
One seed bead extra.
The mix we made perfectly filled 30 bags, so we didn't have any extras at all.
Yeah, sometimes we have extra if I get wild with adding.
We had extra of the. That's what I was thinking. We had extra of the Dreamtime blend, but that sold out immediately, pretty much. So no, don't keep checking. Sorry you were checking, but we did let people know on the live that we didn't have any extras at all. So no more extras. Look at this. Look at this friendly boy coming up to see me.
Healthy.
Tail sighting. Yep, that's Gilbert. Marianne says 8,000 steps is 5K.
So how many is a mile?
I don't know. Break it down.
I don't know how to do math.
He doesn't know how to do math. So if you did a 5K.
Hey Siri, how many steps are in a mile?
Here's what I find from healthline.com. On average, it takes about 2,000 steps to walk a mile.
About 2,000 steps. So 5K, that's shorter than a mile, right? Yeah, so 1 mile is 2,000. So 5 miles would be 10,000 steps.
6 miles.
6 miles would be 12,000 steps.
So there you go.
Yep.
And 6 beers in between.
Diane says, I love when there is extra. Your bead mixes are my favorite.
Who was it? Diane?
Mm-hmm. We love when there's extra too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You never know if one's going to be popular or not. And then I have some that I've been sitting on since the creation of the store.
It's true.
So
it's true. So there are a lot of bead blends, luxury bead blends. If you search luxury in the online store, you'll see all of them that are available. We have a lot of them still available. We're actually in the process of going through and making sure we don't have extras, because sometimes we make a bag of it and we don't actually get it all bagged up. So we just guess about how many there are. And we always underguess because we don't want to oversell. So I believe there are going to be a few more that might be being added to the online store. We're going to go through that our helper and I are working through some of that here now.
Is anybody interested in like super luxe? I did a couple. I did one of a tourmaline mix once, and it was the more expensive, but I made like 5 or 6 of them, and they were like $50 a piece, but it was worth it.
Are you interested in super luxe luxury bead blends, like the luxury bead blends? They'd be like $50 for a 2x3 bag, but they'd have beautiful gemstones and higher end things. If you're interested in that, ow, Gilbert. If you're interested in that, let us know. He just dug into me. You can't do that.
You said land the plane, Dad.
So I'm trying to. You're coming up with new things to ask people. So, Terry says the TGBT offer is still, it's still in the banner on our website. I got to take that down. Thank you for letting me know. I'll do that right after this. Suzanne says, depends. I might be, but depends on the stone.
What stones do you like?
Yeah. What stones do you like? We can make a rainbow of the luxury bead blends.
No, we couldn't.
He says, no.
We don't have that kind of budget.
Says, nah.
Maybe in the summer, if we're lucky. So get this business. They're on Rip Up North Market next, and they haven't told us if they're going to block off our meters again. So it could be another month or two of no parking in front of our store.
Yeah, we don't know. They're ripping up. First, they did the south end of town. Now they're planning to do they've actually sent us a little note saying that, we've caused a ruckus. They've sent us a note saying that they're going to rip up the north end of town, but they have not said how they're going to reroute traffic.
I wonder if they're going to do it like how they do for the bandstand stuff.
They might, which would go around us, which would take all of the traffic away from us anyway.
But there would at least be parking.
There would at least be parking for those who want to come down. So, yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We could have, and then the rumor is they're going to rip up our street after that. I said they're going to take away our parking all summer and then rip up our street in the fall. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. We don't know. They don't. We look at the app now. They told us to look at an app. So we have an app. We've looked at the app. So far, nothing in the app.
You get updates for dairy.
Get updates for nearby towns more than ours. The last update for our town was not to put grass clippings on the road.
Nice.
Reminder. So we don't know. So hopefully we have parking in front of our store for those of you who may visit us. But yeah. So how many Mermaid Serenade kits are left? June asked. There were 4 before I started. There have been 4 in the online store for the last 2 or 3 days.
Anybody want to get presents for their friends?
Get presents for their friends. If we sell out, we'll do that Zoom make along. If we don't sell out by the end of this weekend, we won't do that Zoom make along. I kind of want to do it, even though I got voluntold to do it. Kind of want to do it.
He's excited to do it.
He says I'm excited. Listen, I'm about excited, but
I think his eyes glimmering with ideas.
That's the light. But I do think it would be. I think it would be fun to hang out with a group of 30 people and make stuff on Zoom together. We haven't done that before. I don't think we would open the Zoom to the whole group. I think we would just open it to those who purchase the kit and make together. We might show the Zoom to the whole group. That would be possibly something we do to try and entice people to do it next time. But
we want to make it more interactive so people feel like that they're actually doing something.
Yeah.
Because I get it. Sometimes some of our people, they've been part of our AG crew for 11 years or more, and they have like 1,000 of these kits.
Yeah. So what makes you want to buy another one? Getting together with us. June says you should do the Zoom anyway. We can. There's nothing stopping us. But the thing is not everyone is going to want to do the Zoom because not everyone wants to be on camera with other people. And if we don't sell out, then we run the risk of, if we sell 10 kits and still do the Zoom, we're live with like one person because I mean, it would be fine, but it would not be as much fun.
William wants people to buy the kits. That's what.
Well,
it
of
is.
course we do.
I got a mortgage to pay, so y'all
I mean, that's it. But no, it is also, I don't want to do, it takes a lot of our time when we could be making more kits or making more mystery boxes or making more things to go live with people. And if we're going live with just, 2 or 3 people, it's fun. But is it the best way for us to business-wise spend our time? Probably not. Especially when you're trying to get people to be more interactive and try and do more things. So, that's just flat out the whole business sense of it. Doesn't make sense for us to spend our time when we could be selling out of these and spending time with 30 of y'all instead of like 2 or 3. We want to hang out with you all, but we can hang out like this for 2 or 3. I don't want that to sound bad, but we have to do what's best for the business too. Cindy says, I could get on board for a Zoom make-along. I like the interaction and chit-chat. Yeah, go get the kit, Cindy, if you've not already.
Get another one if you already did.
Get the other one or get another one. Send it to your friends. Have extra to make along with us.
Where'd all the bead societies go? They got dried up.
I know. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we'll let you go. It's been long enough. Thank you for tuning in. I have Gilbert ripping my knee apart, so...
Anybody got 150K in their back pocket I can borrow? I got some buildings to buy in Johnstown.
Got some buildings to buy.
I'm going to become a monopoly.
Uh-huh.
It will be welcome to the creative metal extravaganza.
Extravaganza. Here we go.
Here you go. Business idea 43.
All right. Well, thank you all so very much. And we will see you here again tomorrow. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
See ya.